right? Okay. All right, we've got that. I don't know why. I don't know why that thing always does that. It's so weird. Two-step verification. Now you're trying to bump me off the internet. I hate when you do that because it's going to mess with all of my phones. Ah, jeez. Now I'm fixing to get bumped off the internet. Yeah, it's me. All right, we're good. All right. Okay. Let me clear the screen off of this one as well. So it says YouTube Live Control Panel. All right. So we've got our YouTube Live Control Panel here, which is black. I was like, hi. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? We're just trying to do a little something here with AI. And I'm going to have to move this over because I need a slideshow. I just uploaded some pictures that I want to loop for the show. Yeah, add files. Okay. So this story is going to be about Rizzy, right? I don't know if you guys know Rizzy. She was from TikTok, right? And it's crazy how these stories go crazy. My media source is not looping. I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay, I don't have time to play with it either. I don't have time to play with it. I hope you guys can see this good. All right. All right. This is the full story, the tragedy of Rizzy. Sincerely, Naja, right? And it's a pretty sad story. Hey, ABM Trega. It's going. How are you? How are you doing? Is the volume good? Can you guys hear me? Is everything good? Because, I can hear, but I don't know. I never know if you guys can hear. I can always hear me. So I'm going to do some checking, and see if I can, hear. We're good. All right. So I can see my chat. I can see everything. It's looking okay. And we're good to go. So we've got it. The full story, right? In a recent night, and this was like about a month ago, that has set shockwaves through social media. Creator known as Rizzy, her handle was Sincerely Naja, passed away by unaliving herself. This didn't happen in private. It happened while she was live on TikTok, right? So Rizzy was a disabled creator, part of a community that often looked for connection, but she found herself trapped in a corner of the app known as Messy Talk. And I don't know if you guys know about Messy Talk, but it is something serious. Y'all thought Bigo was a hot mess, but let me let y'all know. Messy Talk over on TikTok is crazy, right? So that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm gonna pop in Kick and I'm gonna pop in Twitch so you guys can get that as well. What's up, y'all? Hey, how y'all doing? All right, we're going to get back over here and get to the story. I just wanted to say hi to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Trigger. Thank you. FYI, this is my first live stream on Bigo, so I hope you guys are nice. But these are some of the things that I do. I'm a commentator, okay? So if I find a story, that's crazy, or if somebody drops a crazy story in my Discord, we're going to talk about it, all right? I'm going to be using some softer words here because we are live on YouTube as well, okay? So you guys, I'm just letting you know that, we're live in some places that are sensitive. All right. So here we go. The deep dive, the night of the incident, right? So here's how they set this up. Rizzy was reportedly in a mental health care facility at the time, and she was in a vulnerable state, reaching out through her phone. What does that mean? Hey, official, what's going on, my love? It's been a while. I haven't seen you. Official, we're talking about Rizzy. I don't know if you've heard this story, but it's been a month. And you guys know I'm not. Hey, Jock, what's going on? Thank you so much. I try not to go live with the stuff or do a video immediately because I know other things are going to happen. And so I have several things up and running right now because the police and the investigation is happening right now. And so this has been 4 weeks now. It's been like a month, and this is where we're at. So let's go ahead and start from the top. YouTube knows how I do, right? We're going to start from the top. So Rizzy was reportedly in a mental health facility at the time, right? She was in a vulnerable state. She was reaching out through her phone. She was wanting people to talk to, some friends. And that's usually what we do on live stream. We want to meet new people. We want to talk to people. Maybe we want to talk about, stuff that we're going through, like Rizzy, right? Here's the ambush. While she was on live, several other creators, specifically Heartbreaker, right? It was Heartbreaker RRR_0. Nosy, which is known as Nosy Bystanders on TikTok, and a creator named Candy. And they were in boxes, right? That's something that TikTok features. You can have a guest. Thank you so much, love. You can have like different, people in your boxes and stuff. And they were heavily involved on this stream. So this is where the berating comes in. Witnesses started screen recording, or AKA getting receipts, so that these creators didn't, just argue with her. They wanted to get the receipts. They wanted to get the proof. So they mocked her physical and mental disabilities. Most horrifyingly, they allegedly encountered to take her own life, telling her to get it over with while hundreds of people watched, right? The last words before she passed, Rizzy reportedly named these 3 individuals along with a therapist she accused of prior sexual assault as the people who pushed her to the brink. All right. Who are the key players in this? All right. Number 1, Heartbreaker. Currently the most hated figure in this story. The account was it was set privately almost immediately, if I'm being honest, right? Allegations suggested this wasn't a one-time thing, though. It was a pattern of targeted harassment. Number 2, Nosy. She has over 800K followers, a tea or news creator. And while Nosy denies direct encouragement, the community is holding her accountable for fueling the fire and using her massive platform to spotlight the bullying for viewers. So she's currently on a break from the app. Then you have the platform itself. TikTok. Yes. Trigger, I will be on every day, God willing. After the tragedy, TikTok deleted Rizzy's account, right? So while standard, the community is outraged because with effectively scrubbing the crime scene, making it harder for law enforcement to access the comments and the live data. So here's the thing for me, ladies and gentlemen. I was able to pull up Rizzy's account, and I don't know, like, I'm not 100% sure, you guys. Like, Rizzy's account wasn't immediately taken down. If it was, how was I able to get it so quickly? I mean, I was able to get it immediately as soon as I heard the story. So, from a personal account, right? I was scrolling the TikTok streets as normal, rolled up on Nosy Bystander's video of her saying that she was going to take a break, right? And I was like, what is she talking about? So I started going down the rabbit hole. I'm looking at the stuff she's talking about. And then I read the comments because y'all know that's what we do, right? We immediately go to the comments. And I'm like, you have to be kidding me. So she's trying to run away from something that she started. She doesn't want to be a part of the situation, right? So she's like, let me just get off the platform for a minute. So she's taking a break, right? Listen, the systematic issue here, the performance of oblivion. This is disability advocate Imani Barbarian points out this isn't just Mean Girls. It's a systematic issue where, number one, disabled creators, uh, disabled creators are often bullied by other disabled creators who are trying to distance themselves from their own disabilities to please a non-disabled audience. And number two, TikTok's AI failed to flag, okay? Encouragement of self-harm and live boxes, even when keywords are being used, they failed, okay? And let me just say this. I have been flagged and all kinds of stuff on TikTok so many times for just playing a game or, just talking to my audience. And normally, y'all know me, I'm talking about Jesus the Christ. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so I don't, it just, how are they able to get away with it? How was this able to happen? Why does this matter now? Well, there's a massive online petition right now circulating. It's everywhere. The goal is to move beyond internet drama and see criminal charges. So in many states, aiding and abetting or encouraging suicide, YouTube, is a felony, right? So the community is demanding that TikTok turn over all service data from that night to the authorities. Now, make no mistake about it, this happened before the merger on the 22nd. So we know that they have the footage, okay? And if they don't, there are so many screenshots and there is enough stuff to go around the internet. How do I know? Let's take a look. First of all, we have stories like this. They were egging her on, accusations flying after disabled creator takes their own life during TikTok live stream. This is by Lindsay Wheatston, right? Now, this was documented on December the 18th, 2025, okay? TikTok creator reportedly dies by unaliving herself during a live stream over the weekend, igniting accusations of bullying and prompting some creators to step away from the platform. The incident has sparked widespread grief and frank conversations about how disabled people are treated online, including within their own communities, raising questions about whether drama-driven spaces like Messy Talk come at too high of a cost. So, TikToker dies by unaliving on live stream over the weekend. This was a month ago. Naja, aka Rizzy, right? She passed away by unaliving herself during a TikTok live stream event while she was staying in a mental health facility, according to multiple witnesses, right? Those who were online say that other TikTokers were making fun of or bullying Rizzy shortly before she passed away. So her account has since been deleted. And this right here, the deleting of the account literally didn't happen immediately, but it may not be there. If you go to TikTok and you try to look for the account, it probably won't be there. So the incident set off a firestorm with users expressing horror, grief, and shock at what happened. Finger pointing soon began, and among specific users who hosted the live event, many blamed the dynamics of messy talk. Rizzy and Braid King before she unalived herself. This is the panel that she was on. So you see that they have, thank you so much, Trigger. Thank you, Jock. There are so many stories like this, so many screenshots, so many screen recordings. Like, it's all over the place and it's not going anywhere. So even though TikTok deleted this particular incident, they can't really do anything about messy talk unless they take down everything of messy talk, like totally ban the hashtag, the whole nine, and which in turn they will try to figure out a way around it. And I really don't think they're going to do anything about it, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, I don't think they're going to do anything about it. So messy talk, or messy TikTok, first started trending in 2020 as a hashtag, encouraging folks to expose cheating partners. As time went on, it expanded to include any and all videos that got deeply personal. The more drama, the better. So according to many TikTokers, messy talk can easily involve or deep dive into bullying. So witnesses say that multiple people on the live stream were taunting and picking on Rizzy, with some even allegedly targeting her disabilities and encouraging her to take her own life. They mocked her, they made fun of her disabilities, and in the deepest cruelty, they told her to unalive herself. An online petition states, this relentless bullying and cyber attacks led to a devastating loss, not only for the families and friends, but for all of us who witnessed another life taken too soon by such a heartless act. I know, Trigger. The hashtag Messy Talk has over 170,000 videos under its belt, with many of the top posts currently addressing the Rizzy tragedy. Now, I don't know how many of the I don't know how many of the articles like this have a little bit of information about this, but Witch Talk actually got involved, right? And let's go over to Gemini really quick and ask. So we're going to ask Gemini, what's the current information about that? I'm texting my daughter right now. I'm doing a deep dive on Rizzy, the girl that unalived herself on TikTok. If you want to come watch. All right, you guys. The entry of Witch Talk has turned this from a standard true crime discussion into a massive digital spiritual war. This is a crucial update for your live stream because it explains why the energy on the app is so intense right now. Here's the current deep dive on Witch Talk's involvement and the latest February 2026 info. So here's what happened, and this is after her unaliving. Trigger. You guys are gonna flip out at this. So Witch Talk, the occult and spiritual side of TikTok, has officially mobilized. This isn't just hashtags, they are performing coordinated spiritual actions. Yes, Jock. The hexes, well, multiple high profile witch talk creators have publicly announced return to sender spells and hexes against the messy talk creators named Heartbreaker, Nosy, and Candy. They are calling for spiritual accountability, right? Since the legal system is moving slowly, right? Number two, justice for Rizzy. They are using her name, Aja, which is Ajai, and her community name, the Jajas, to perform justice workings. You will see a lot of purple and white candles on these streams. My daughter said, I have no clue who you're talking about. I'm an Odyssey share practice at the moment. What are you doing on? I am on Kick, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Bigo. And I know my phone spelled this wrong. And Kick is Kick. All right, there we go. So this is some more on Witch Talk, the shadow work angle, you guys. Okay, Witch Talk creators are calling out the darkness of messy talk, claiming that these drama accounts are energy vampires who literally fed off Rizzy's distress for views. All right. Number two, the second angle, you guys. This is important, right? The current legal and digital info, and this info is what has compiled up until right now, February 2026. So the investigation, the subreddit, which is Rizzy's Law, is now in the central hub for archiving evidence. There are over 1,700 members documenting every comment made during that final live stream, which happened on December the 12th, 2025. Federal level claims, right? The advocates are pushing for the incident to be treated as a federal crime. They are arguing that inciting self-harm over state lines via the internet should trigger federal harassment laws. And the facility inquiry. There are serious questions being asked about the mental health facility where Rizzy was staying. People are demanding to know how a patient in a high-risk ward was allowed to be bullied for hours on a live stream without staff intervention, right? Number three, messaging for your live stream, okay? You can tell your audience Witch Talk has stepped in because they believe the spiritual balance is off. They are demanding blood for blood in terms of accountability. Whether you believe in the spiritual side or not, it shows that the community is so desperate for justice for Ajay that they are taking matters into their own hands while we wait for the law to catch up. So, the hashtags are Justice for Rizzy or Rizzy's Law or Jaja, which is Jaijais. The color theme is purple for unaliving awareness and black, which is the Witch Talk's call for justice. The symbol is a scale of justice or a purple candle to represent the spiritual support from Witch Talk. Okay? Mention that Heartbreaker and Nosy are not just private now. They are being digitally haunted. Every time they try to post, hi, I'm good. How are you, Jock? Every time they try to post or resurface, Witch Talk and the Jajas are flooding the gates, bombarding their comments and tags to ensure they cannot profit from any other content. Okay? That's insane. I just wanted to see where we were with that because I knew that they had got into it, and a lot of people won't bring that up. But you know me, I will. All right, there's research being done. Many others reported that the alleged bullying was a group activity, but some pointed to the fact that Nosy has a particularly large platform, over 800,000 100,000 followers and interviewed Rizzy in the past. At least a couple of videos we reviewed accused her specifically of bullying. So she was definitely a part of the berating and the bullying of that girl who unfortunately unalived herself. And this was accounted by the @ ALRACXX90. All while knowing this young lady, if I'm not mistaken, that she was in a mental facility. So nosy bystander, you don't deserve a platform after that. So this is one of the girls that ALRACXX90. This is her, and she was the one that called nosy bystander out. She was not here for it. She was like, "No, ma'am." In the caption, the TikToker wrote that you don't deserve the platform. On Sunday, Nosy posted a video denying any culpability and announcing that she will be taking a break. This is the video that I told you guys that I saw. And of course, I can't actually play it. I don't think I'm allowed to do that on Bigo. Same trigger. Nice to meet you guys. And thanks for hanging out with me while I cover this story. To me, this is one of the more important stories on the internet. I can't believe that people can be so mean. And it just goes to show how far people are willing to go for views. And, while we have free use of the internet and these platforms, technically, it's not free. Whatever you earn, you owe a percentage of that to the platform to cover the cost of everything they have to do. But also, you could ruin your entire platform, by simply messing with somebody like this. It's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous to spread narratives in regard to someone's untimely passing, right? And in her own breakdown, Alma Rose, which is a TikToker, called Heartbreaker the worst of them all, right? Alleging that this TikToker encouraged Rizzy to unalive herself multiple times, saying, get on with it, and so this right here is Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker apparently thought that she was better than everybody, right? Sorry, y'all, I had to take a water break. She thought that she was better than everybody because she had her little makeup on. Hi, Lucy. And, she was doing all the things. She's got her, chest wide open on her, TikTok profile to try to drum up some, followers. She only has 4,961 followers to be exact, right? Heartbreaker's account is currently set to private as well, which it doesn't surprise me either. Rizzy's unaliving brought up the issue of cyberbullying, as unaliving passings often do. Popular TikToker, the consciously spoke out against those who encouraged the young woman to harm herself. And it was said there is an impact to how y'all talk to and about people on the internet, he said. And what I've learned in life is that you don't choose what echoes in somebody else's head, and you sure don't choose what echoes in your own head. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Bigo. Others discussed a larger issue with the disabled TikTok community, right? So, communications expert and disability justice advocate Imani Barbaran, which we mentioned earlier in the story, right? She spoke on how self-hatred within this community can turn to violence, and suggesting that some of those who targeted Rizzy were disabled themselves, okay? There's a certain type of disabled person who hates themselves so much that they will act out through their entire purpose in life is to be through which non-disabled people get to abuse people through unalivings. Um, listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Mental disability is a thing as well. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Mental disability is a thing as well. And you have to be sick in the head to tell somebody to unalive themselves multiple times in one live stream. And thank you, but I'm not on screen trigger. I'm not on the screen tonight, but thank you. Um, So no, it does not surprise me that a disabled person getting treatment in a mental health care facility for that disability committed unaliving, right, at the hands of the actions and part of another disabled person. Barbarian link this issue to the tendency for disabled people to either deny their disabilities or act as though they've risen above them instead of accepting their limitations. In a 2022 study of disabled adults in South Korea found that those with low acceptance of their disabilities were 2.35 times more likely to have low self-esteem. Multiple commenters relate their own experiences with intercommunity bullying. And like I said, and shout out to the people who did this particular article. Thank you to Lindsay Wheatstone. You did an amazing job, although there is more, right? We're gonna go to the Independent. We're looking at cops launch investigation into the TikToker's unaliving after fans alleged she was bullied online. Now, when did this start? I don't know, but Thursday, 18th December 2025 at 8:14 is the last update for this, and I'm not 100% sure that the updates are accurate right now or what they're actually doing. We don't want this to be a cold case. Thank you, Lucy. We don't want this to be a cold case. Hi, how are you doing? But TikToker Rizzy, her unaliving is being investigated by police after fans alleged that she unalived herself on a live stream, right? So we know that happened on December the 12th of last year, with her followers on social media alleging that she had been the victim of online hate. She was 27 years old, and on her now deleted TikTok account, Rizzy often spoke about her mental health struggles and her disability, right? So this is why they were, mocking her. An appeal on change.org has been launched to encourage lawmakers to pass the Rizzy Inri Act, with the petition starter alleging that Rizzy, I'm going to call her Rizzy because that's what we know her as, endured relentless harassment from various creators on TikTok. They mocked her, they made fun of her disabilities, and in the deepest cruelty, they told her to unalive herself. The petition started. So this is how again, this is Rizzy. This is not me, Bigo. This is Rizzy. Rest in peace, Rizzy. So the petition calls for harsher punishments for cyberbullying and for systems that make it easier for victims to report abuse. Meanwhile, tributes to the influencer have begun to appear across social media. The spokesperson for the Church Without Walls, Carlton, wrote on Facebook that Rizzy was a bright and brilliant young woman who was preparing to attend law school. So this is not a moment for speculation or easy answers. The statement continued, this is a moment for grieving, compassion, and love, right? So Walter DeAndre Green, a pastor at Rizzy's local church, also mourned the loss on Facebook, writing that the late TikToker was his daughter, not biologically, but absolutely spiritually, and he had some words to say. So, according to Green, Rizzy had worked at a social media director, photographer, and a ministry intern at the church before her unaliving. So she was doing some things. I mean, at one point she had a job. Like she was, self-sufficient. It wasn't like Rizzy was just in the mental health care facility. You know what I'm saying? This is her puppy, her little doggy. So I'm sure that family or someone is taking care of her puppy, but she was doing things. She was self-sufficient. She could take care of herself. She described Chief as goofy yet incredible, and said that he gently reminded me to remain present, with the reassuring paw on my shoes. So that's the puppy right there. So cute, so adorable. I love my grand dog, so I completely understood. I understand her feelings. So Rizzy, we're still hoping that you get justice, my girl. I don't know what made these people think that this was okay. I really don't. I don't think, I just don't get it. I don't understand what made these people think this was okay. Um, there's a girl, Harmony dot YZ _rights, which is RATES. Hi. She's over on Instagram, and she has posted pictures, as you can see on your screen, of Rizzy, having fun, enjoying life. There's the dog, there's her puppy, there's Rizzy. And it's a rest in peace and rest in power and justice for Rizzy. So there's the hashtag. If you can't see it, it's hashtag justice for Rizzy. Rizzi. Okay? This is the girl that was bullied. This is the girl that was harassed. This is the girl that we need justice for, right? So I'm not 100% sure, what's up, what this, like, seriously, I just can't believe people are so cruel. I really can't. Like, oh my God. So let's ask Gemini about the police and what's going on. Okay, where is the police? What are we calling it? where's the police at now with this case? All right, let's see what the police are talking about right now. So right now, here's a breakdown of where the police stand as of early February 2026, the local investigation, the facility. Because Rizzy was in a mental health facility at the time of her unaliving, the local police department is conducting a unaliving investigation, right? The goal to determine if there was negligence on the part of the facility. The question is, investigators are looking into how a high-risk patient has unsupervised access to a platform where she was being actively harassed for hours. It's your favorite so far? Thank you. Thank you so much, Lucy. I appreciate you. Here's the thing. Yes, the facility is negligent, not because Rizzy was using her phone or, the TikTok app itself. It is because she was unsupervised and she was going through it. And somebody should have checked on her if they heard her crying or, any type of, shouting or whatever was going on. Somebody should have went in there and checked on her. Are you okay? You know what I'm saying? Because according to these reports, this berating and this harassment went on for hours until Rizzy, got fed up and said, okay, that's what you want. Here it is. And it was like mentally, she just checked out. She wasn't here anymore. She said, I'm just going to do it. And she did it. Where were the people in the facility? What were they doing? Why was she left alone for hours? Did they not wonder what was going on in her room? Like that, like, I don't understand. Um, you know, did they not want to check on if she needed her vitamins or medications, something to eat? How was she just left alone for hours? It's weird. That's weird. Um, Negligence on the part of the facility, absolutely. Investigators are looking into how a high-risk patient has unsupervised access to a how is she not checked on, period? Number two, right? The digital forensics, the receipts. So police are working with digital forensic teams to recover what TikTok deleted. Exactly, Trigger. Police are working with digital forensic teams to recover what TikTok deleted, the account deletion. Since TikTok deleted Rizzy's account, police have had to issue subpoenas to ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, to retrieve the logs of that final live stream. They want the actual live stream itself, which I don't blame them. I want to see, you know what I'm saying? And then the second thing in number two is the goal. They're looking for the exact IP addresses and account identities of those in the boxes to prove who said what. This is necessary to move from internet drama to criminal harassment. Number three, the legal threshold. All right. The Michelle Carter precedents. So the police and district attorneys are evaluating if the actions of Heartbreaker, Nosy, and Candy meet the legal definition of involuntary manslaughter or encouragement of unaliving. The answer obviously is yes, but they have to have the receipts in order to, make this stick, I guess. Obviously, from everything that's out there on the internet, and I get it, I understand. Some of the stuff with AI and everything going on, some of the stuff could have been, altered or whatever. I get that. So ByteDance needs to give up all of the information, the whole live stream, how long it was, who was in and out of the boxes, who said what to who, up to the moment where Rizzy, had enough. We need to know all of it, right? So ByteDance, I don't know how long it's going to take them, but it looks like the police, they're waiting on this. Number four, federal interest. There is growing pressure on the FBI's cybercrime division to step in because the harassment crossed state lines. The bullies were in different states than Rizzy. So if the feds take over, the charges could become more severe. Okay. Live stream breaking news. All right. The talking points right now, the police are in the subpoena phase. They are fighting TikTok to get the records that were deleted. The facility where Rizzy was staying is under a microscope. How did they let this happen on their watch? And Rizzy and the community are acting as digital detectives, archiving every screen recording to make sure the police have what they need, even if TikTok won't cooperate. So, we're hoping at this point that TikTok, aka ByteDance, will cooperate so that this young lady can get the justice she deserves. Because at the end of the day, let me just say this. I know people screen record everything, okay? And if you say something, if you do something, I guarantee you somebody has it. But not only that, they need to understand that no matter what you do and no matter how long you do it for, platforms like TikTok, Kick, Twitch, they have this stuff in their, storage, whatever you call it, right? I can go into my back office for 30 days. TikTok will save all of my live streams and I can download them and I can upload them wherever I want to. And so, thank you, Trigger, but you can't see me. But thank you once again. Listen, at the end of the day, you just have to understand there's nothing that you can get away with online because somebody is always looking, somebody is always watching, somebody has the information. And so it just is what it is. So, let's see. What else do we want to know? Does anybody have any questions about this? water break. We've looked at witch talk. We've looked at the police. We've looked at messy talk. Are there, let's see, any other groups that are saying anything about this right now? Let's look and see. Let's see what's going on. Aside from Witch Talk, several other powerful communities and organizations have mobilized. Their groups aren't just talking, they are pushing, right, for systematic changes in law. I don't know what this is, but there's something messing with my microphone, and I absolutely hate it. Did y'all hear that? Can y'all still hear me? Oh my god. I don't know what it is, but I cannot stand it. Like, something keeps giving me static or making things pop. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop. Is it my phone? I think it is. I think it's my phone. I'm gonna move my phone over to the bed. So if my daughter, if somebody, thank you. If my daughter, if somebody actually sends me a text message, I'll just have to get it later. So aside from Witch Talk, several other powerful communities have been talking. The JJ's, Rizzy's dedicated fan base, Rizzy's followers have transformed from a fan club into a digital investigating unit. What are they doing? They have been scrubbing the internet to find every scene, recording for the final live stream before it was deleted. They are archiving these receipts to hand over to the police. Their symbol, you will see a lot of purple hearts and sunflowers in the comments. They are the ones currently leading the Justice for Rizzy and Rizzy's Law hashtags. Number 2, disability rights and neurodivergent advocates. So groups like Advocate for Disabilities are, speaking out. They're calling out the fact that Messy Talk specifically targets disabled, and they are demanding that TikTok implement a vulnerability filter where for creators being mass reported or using keywords related to a mental health crisis, the live is automatically reviewed. I think the live should automatically be shut down. I mean, like, seriously, if you're doing something crazy like that, you should be shut down. The live stream should be automatically shut down. And not only that, you should be restricted for like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year. Big O has up to like 10 years, 20 years. You can't use the app. I know they're going to come back and they're going to make another, account, but the likeness of that person should, be recorded by AI so that AI can say that's you and, put you side by side with your old account and go, hey, I know it's you. You need to identify yourself. I need to, see an ID of some sort. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Trigger, so that I understand if it's you or not. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right, these people need to be held accountable. And if you're going to be as big as TikTok, you need some better rules. I'm not going to say stricter or harsher, but you need some better rules because you're not protecting people who are disabled. And then also, here lately, there are a lot of kids, under 18 people, who are using TikTok. If I'm not mistaken, you have to be 13. Let me see. How old do you need to be to use TikTok now? Let's see. We're asking Gemini. How old do you have to be? I want to know. So to use TikTok in 2026, the rules have become much stricter, especially for younger users and those wanting to use specific features like live. So since you're about to go live and your 10-year-old granddaughter is helping, this is a perfect point to mention on your stream. Okay, TikTok is technically not for her age group yet. She won't be using TikTok probably. She's not a TikTok girl. Like, she likes to dance and stuff like that, but she's more of a YouTuber. So, But the general age limit is 13 plus. To even have an account, a person must be at least 13, is what I thought. Under 13 US, there is a TikTok under 13 experience. It's a view only mode where they can't post videos, comment, or anything like that. They can just view. So the 2026 shift, many countries like Australia have recently banned social media for anyone under 16. And so there's a massive push in the US and Europe to follow this. Bully says, I'm your fan now. Thank you so much, Bully. I appreciate it. Thank you. Number 2, going live. So you have to be 18 to go live on TikTok, right? Why this matters for Rizzy. So one of the big arguments in the investigation is how TikTok's age verification failed. So the platform now uses AI facial, thank God, and AI and ID checks to try to stop minors from hosting or joining guest boxes in live streams. Yet, the messy talk drama often bypasses these filters. So restrictions for teens 13 through 17. Ages 13 through 15, accounts are private by default. They cannot receive direct messages, DMs, and other users cannot stitch or duet with their videos, right? And so ages 16 through 17, they can have public accounts, but DMs are still restricted to friends only, people who follow each other. So you can be under 18, but there are restrictions and you still can't get into boxes and, not talking to people and stuff like that. So I asked that, and let me just go, let me see. I asked that because of the STEM feature on TikTok, right? So there's STEM. STEM is the learning type of feed, right? So that is a very sharp observation for your live stream. The STEM, or I said STEAM, but the STEM feed, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is TikTok's safe haven for education, but it highlights, yes, I will live stream tomorrow, Bully, thank you. But it highlights a massive contradiction in how the app treats different age groups. So since you're about to go live, here is how the STEM feature works. If you're going live on TikTok, right, and you're a teacher or an educator, you like science, you like math, you like the wild, any of the things, right? The STEM feature versus the wild west of live. It's an education feed. The age connection for users under 18, the STEM feed is turned on by default. Okay, so basically, if you are 13, you can see STEM. That's all I wanted to know. Because sometimes the AI kind of talks too much. But Billy, yes, you guys, I will be live every day if I can. Absolutely. If you're a user, is 13, they can and typically do see STEM feeds. Since you're about, you keep saying I'm already live. I am already live. It keeps saying since you're about to go live, child, I'm already live. So 13 stems, you can use that feature, right? All right. I'm about done. Are there any other key points we need to cover? Yeah, are there any other key points that we need to cover? Because I'm about done. Like, when I say I'm about to go live, dang it, I'm about to go live. Gemini, you are late. Since you're about to wrap it up, here are a few chilling and critical details. Hi, Lucky. They have surfaced in the community investigation Rizzy's law that you need to share to drive home the severity of this case. Here are the final key points to cover before you sign off, okay? The premeditated harassment, or the SA case, is one of the most disturbing parts of the deep dive. It wasn't just general bullying. The allegation, one of the creators identified as Nisha, a new player in the game, okay, allegedly went to extreme lengths to harass Rizzy. Reports suggest that she tracked down documents related to Rizzy's past as the actual assault case and even contacted the person involved in that case to verify details and mock Rizzy on the live. Thank you. So the impact. This effectively doxed Rizzy's most private trauma to thousands of people on live stream, making her feel there was nowhere left to hide. Number two, the reaction. Uh the aftermath after Rizzy's unaliving occurred on the live stream or her passing, the behavior of the Messy Talk group did not stop. Number one, the allegation. It is reported that Heartbreaker, King Braid, and Nisha, which could be Candy, but we do know Candy was a key player in this, right? So now there's Nisha. I don't know if that's the same person or not, but we're just going to say, she's a key player, right? Got into a different live stream shortly after and laughed about it. So they reportedly claimed she was faking it for clout and made derogatory comments about her heritage, stating that Africans don't unalive themselves like that. This is a key piece of evidence showing a total lack of remorse, which is critical for the encouraging unaliving legal argument. Number three, the braid or the King Braid connection. You mentioned Candy and Nosy, but King Braid is another name frequently cited as a fake friend who allegedly blackmailed Rizzy and used her for money and clout before turning on her during her final crisis. And number four, why Rizzy's law is different. Explain to your audience that this law isn't just about being mean, it's about digital stalking and blackmailing, okay? The movement wants to ensure that when creators use legal documents, essay cases, or medical records to harass someone into a mental breakdown, it is treated as a high-level felony, right? All right, so before I go, I want to leave you with this. This wasn't a tragedy that just happened. This was a coordinated effort by people like Heartbreaker, Nisha, and King Braid and Candy to strip a woman of her dignity, right? They went after her past, they went after her trauma, and even after she was gone, they left. My granddaughter and I are making this board because as long as we keep her name, Aja or AJ, alive, which is AJAI, if you want to look her up, they can't hide behind a private account, right? So if you are a creator, stop clout chasing with people's lives. If you are a viewer, stop giving your coins to the bullies, right? Stop paying them to bully. We're calling for Rizzy's law, and we're not stopping until there is accountability. Rest in peace, Rizzy. Justice is coming. Thank you guys. And I will see you tomorrow.